morning. All right, we're gonna have to make this quick. Hey, Max. I'm gonna move this. I got a surprise for you guys. I got a surprise. Oh, my hand is so chapped. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We have a new addition. I got myself a new addition, guys. Oh my gosh, is he not the cutest little thing ever? Sheldon was a little smaller. And I'm just like in love. I just woke him up. I was pulled to his shell. All the other little babies, I'll show you what's cool about him. Well, they were all cool. They were all cool. But you got the 7 of them there, right? The thing I noticed about him is that each one of his scales, he's right here, each one of his scales are colored in, like painted, instead of just dots. And he's got 2 little dots, like 2 little eyes on the top of his scale. He's like peeking right at you. I was like, I want that one. You don't do it. He's my baby. He's not even a reptile. Huh? He's a mobile baby. Good morning. Good morning. He is just going to be the cutest little thing. He'll probably be a little bigger than Sheldon, lengthwise, not widthwise. So, good morning, Bubba. So he's my baby. He's my new baby. I'm just so excited. He's the new mascot. He's just adorable. And he's going to be a big boy, huh, buddy? You're going to be a big boy? Huh? You're going to be a big boy? So, he's the new love of my life. Shocking, right? Mama's going to put you right there. You get nice and toasty warm, okay? He loves to bury himself already, which is very cute, but not cute because he's so tiny. And I think how Sheldon like him. Sheldon doesn't know him yet. I think the girls briefly, when I ran upstairs, good morning, showed him. So I basically have him in a large aquarium for right now. That's why I said I'm briefly going to do a read because I want to do some more setting up. But this was like last minute. So he's in a large aquarium. I was going to put him in a pool like Sheldon. Okay, Bills. I know we're dinging. But he's a different type of tortoise. Him and Sheldon are not the same type. Sheldon's from Africa and he's from Argentina. Totally different habitats as well. I take on more than I can chew sometimes, but I can handle it. Eventually tortoises don't need friends, but yeah, obviously, but like I was really guided to kind of, follow through with it. It's a huge commitment, guys. Sheldon can live to be 100. I know he's going to outlive me. His lifespan is about 40 years. So I will outlive him. So it's going to be a tough little go when it's time. But eventually what I'd like to do when I get my own place is against the wall, do like a great big wood on the floor, and then in between against the wall, I've seen some beautiful ones, and in between like a glass barrier so they can still hang out but have their own space. He needs more humidity than Sheldon, so I might even ditch the glass tank and go for plastic for a little while. I don't want like a tortoise table. I've seen some neat ones, Court. Yeah, they're pretty beautiful. And I want mine. I want to put my plants in there. Like, it's just going to be like a centerpiece. Like, people probably wouldn't even know there'd be tortoises in there. They'd be like, probably just think I have like a little stream in my house, And it's not any more expensive than like a tortoise table or anything else. Like, these are my babies, right? So I'm assuming they're going to get along. I mean, Spirit wouldn't have had me do it if they weren't. That's a given. And when I was holding them last night, it's like, let me go call you, And Moses came right to me, and I'm like, what? And I wouldn't have gone with a biblical name, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick with that. And Lonnie's like, I thought you said Moses. I just heard you say Mozzie. I'm like, I didn't say anything. And all the kids were looking at her like, we didn't say anything, Lana. She's like, it kind of spooked her out. She's like, fuck you. She's like, I heard you say Mozzie. So I was like, no one said nothing. So he is definitely part of our tribe. That's for sure. Big commitment. And I've always wanted a red-footed tortoise. They're one of my favorites, besides Sheldon. So I haven't introduced them yet. I believe he's a male. It's too young to tell, but Spirit says he's a male, so I'm not going to argue with Spirit. So I didn't really name him. He named himself. I know it sounds wild, but that's how that went. And all the kids are like, what about Sherlock and Sheldon? And like all cute little names, right? But I was like, he kind of already named himself, guys. What am I going to do? So, he's new. He's new at this. So he's adorable. And I think when I looked up the name Moses, it is life born from water. Is that what it is? It's like a prophet. It actually goes way back before the Bible. It's like Egyptian era. I think it was like one of the pharaohs saved a baby from the Nile River or whatnot. So she named the baby and she named him Moses. So, I mean, it goes back further than I even thought it did. And a savior, I think, right? Saved him from slavery. I think it was a Jewish prophet too. So I'm not. I'd have to look more into that. But like I said, he basically named himself. So there's that. But I do want to leave him on the floor because Sheldon's big enough to walk around. You know what I mean? He walks around during the day when I'm not home. His little jaw bridge is down. So they can get to know each other like that. I probably won't put them face to face. No, like I said, the girls probably did, but I probably personally won't do it for a little while. Redfoots are good with other torts, but Sheldon, they're loners, so in the wild, they don't need a herd, So I think my bigger concern is when they're both older and mature and, it's mating season. So, but that's years away, so I'm not worried about that right now. But it's like, welcome home, buddy. I've been thinking about this off and on for years. You know what I mean? And then yesterday it was random. I'm not prepared for anything. Most people, I'm gonna yada yada for a lifetime, but I pretty much have everything I need from Sheldon too, guys. Some in storage, some in the boiler room. Right now I don't want to overcrowd him, So I think he's just happy to be out of his old enclosure with 7 other little torts, 6 others and the parents. So yeah. I just gotta get like some foam or something to put under the aquarium because it get cold, dead of winter. And then I think I'm gonna have to buy a fogger. Sheldon has an humidifier in his enclosure, but which I can put in between the 2 of them. So I'll be good for now. They're my babies. They're my babies. Can't believe how small. I forgot how small they are. Sheldon was a little smaller. He's wider than Sheldon was. He's a Leo. He's a Leo. End of July. So, and I want to say, Sheldon's also a Leo, but it's because that's when turtles, they do it twice a year. That's when turtles hatch, right around that time frame. So I'm just staring at him. He's the new love of my life. And I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Moses. I mean, how can it not be Moses? You know what I mean? Like, I was like, what am I gonna name you? And then Moses. So I'm like, no. Which kind of bugs me out a little bit, guys, because if you think about it, it's like people have past lives, right? We know that. A lot of people, we will come back as animals. We will come back as this. We will come back as, yada, yada. And I'm just like, all right, if you're part of this, like, spiritual little clan, like, that means you were once a person? That's crazy. That's crazy to absorb. I know we think about it, but if, like, you really think about it, like, some people are like, oh, I'd come back as a cat. I'm like, fuck that. I would never come back as an animal unless I was, like, a wild bird or something. Like, there's no way. So, I don't know. feel like he was definitely meant for... I really thought he was meant for, like, Sheldon, because I really think that'd be fine. And tortoises don't need, like I said, they're loners, but Spirit definitely feels like Sheldon needs somebody, right? So it will all work out. And who are we to just follow the books? You know what I mean? Like, they don't need a friend, and blah, 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 blah. And maiden seed is and 2 males are the worst. And it's not that I'm like, oh, I'll prove them wrong by any means. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to overcrowd them. They can have their own little enclosures all they want. That doesn't faze me, you know? So, but he's not part of our little crew, you know? And I do worry, like, in the sense of, like, is he a spiritual little being? You know? But look what it did to Kai, you know? Kai couldn't handle it. It killed him. So, hoping for the best. Which now means I think I even need to be more cautious when it comes to the energy down here. It's a whole lot of energy, you know? It's a whole lot of energy. So again, I'd love to kind of get him off the floor. Even put him, like, so we could see him and stuff like that. But I still want him on the floor for Sheldon. Because I might not even do nose to nose for a couple months, guys, to be honest with you. And Sheldon's a big boy. Sheldon didn't like him. Sheldon bite his little fucking head off, you know? So I doubt that's going to happen, guys. But, you know, Mama Bear kicks in. And then I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? You know, so I'll let Sheldon check him out that way. So, yeah, 2 different species, and their subtrait can be the same, and it is now. But I'm going to have to get him some mulch and certain things to just kind of mix in to keep it moist, keep the moisture in there. Good morning. So I'm excited I get to build a new little enclosure. Yeah, Kai was the best. Moses, a new little addition. I mean, I can't change the freaking name. I mean, I guess I could, but I really can't now, guys. I mean, that's like coming into somebody's life and being like, what's your name? Oh, I'm not really crazy about it. We're going to name you something else. You know, it's just not really a thing. So I'm going to pull you a couple cards. And then we're going to wrap this up because I got to work and I do have to situate his aquarium a little bit. I still want an octopus. I understand that nothing can go evolve without movement. We got change. I'm hearing a song. Change, change, change. I know it doesn't say change. It's either like by the Beatles or purpose, forgiveness, change, change. Forgiveness really wants to come. Okay. Change, love. I understand that nothing can go evolve without movement. Love, I commit to the practice of seeing all good things. And trust. Gilded Tarot? Gilded. That's weird. That came through. Isn't there like a few different decks of Gilded Tarot? Just like the normal Gilded Tarot. I mean, I do have I wonder why. I mean, this is one of them, but this was my second deck. One of my first. Part of my first. I think it was my second. It was my second deck. So, I don't know if that means we're going back to Kelly. Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, Queen of Swords. What? Queen of Pence, Ace of Wands. Oh, dear Lord, with the bells today. Again. So, let's go to change. Change. Yeah, what is this change song? Because that's not even how it's said. We got the Seven of Wands. Could be a little apprehensive, closed off. The Devil. Could be a little scared to love, trust, go in a new direction. It's kind of weighing heavy on you. Tell me about love. You got the Three of Swords. So it's kind of like being jaded when it comes to love, and the Eight of Swords. So can't stop thinking about hurt, pain. So it's like having a bad experience here with the Three of Cups, Queen of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. So like not going for something. Tell me about trust. This is kind of like needing to open up your heart. Like you can't stay guarded your whole life. It's basically what this is saying. Trust. You have the Three of Wands. Takes time, patience. But the King of Cups is a very loving energy with the Seven of Pentacles. Like it's worth investing. Okay, so in a situation that is already here, shortly coming around the corner. Got the Star at the bottom of the deck with the Hermit, Four of Pentacles. So basically asking you to open up your heart, take your guard down, don't live in fear. It's almost like, hey, I know it's a lot to ask for, but this is necessary. Why are we contemplating who we love, what we want, what we love, why we love? So this is either you or somebody else that's clearly been hurt in the past. But it's like, it's time to love again. The first cut is the deepest, right? So it's basically what this is saying. It's either you guys have been hurt in the past or somebody else has been hurt by the Empress. I mean, honestly, it goes both ways. But there is people out there that you can trust, guys, and you can start over. But you really are going to have to allow yourself to clearly let your guard down, you know? And that's really what it boils down to. Let's do your best advice when it comes to change. So we're doing your best advice, right? And we have karmic partners, so there's karmic energy around you guys. So really, your best advice here would be clearly try not to sabotage a situation, because there was clearly deception, sabotage, other things in the past. And this is also saying, everybody has a past. Don't lie to your past. Don't lie to the karmic. And I think that came out the other day too. Like, you got to be honest. You got to be authentic. Like, you can't go into something and build it on a false foundation. It will crumble. Like, I can't stress how important it is. Like don't even do it like out of fear. And I know it's hard, but you will regret setting up a foundation and with lies and deception. Like, when people cheat on people and you lie about it, like, those relationships never last. You can convince yourself that they will and you're happy, but they will not. Like, you cannot build on a false foundation. You can, but it won't last. So what the fuck is the point? Right? So again, it's one of those things where you gotta allow change to happen and confront the past in order to move forward. So I wouldn't lie to anybody. And others of you, it could be saying, you need to block a karmic, so you don't sabotage something new, because it's clearly here. Best advice when it comes to love: try to love again. Try, understand. Here's a something. There's shadow work here. There's a lot of pain. Very jaded viewpoint here, this is normal, okay? This is what happens when society and the matrix, grabs a hold of all those little brain cells, all the little nerve endings, ties them in little knots, tries to trap you, But your best advice is to do the work and come out a new person. And you do have the Empress. Coming out the Empress is pretty fucking fabulous. But there's clearly some energy that needs, look at all the black and white. It's a very clear message, right? But that's a lot of energy on the board as well, guys. In the sense of needing to clear that so other things can move forward. There is, trustworthy people. Winter, twin flame, so there is a match, and winter keeps coming out, which is around the corner, and you going in a new direction. So it could be slowly starting, or it hasn't started yet and it's around the corner. Okay. Winter is what, December 21st, I believe, right? You got the Hermit. So follow your soul. Follow your intuition, follow your guidance, which is looks like it's happening. Hangman, 8 of Wands. It's your viewpoint. It's how you look at something, how you need to look at something, Now with this change over here again, 8 of Cups, Ace of Pens, walking away from what no longer serves you, disappointment, toxicity, thought projection. Is, like I said, you have to build on a solid foundation. And this comes with self-care and determination and, taking care of yourself and nurturing what needs to be nurtured. And it's not the negativity here. Okay. So I hope whatever this is, follow your gut. I hope that whatever this is is completely reciprocated, or it's going to be tough. But if you ask me, I think it will be. I just heard the past. There is something with the past, I think, in regards to you guys with a new beginning. Yeah, messages will be coming in. Because this is like a new chapter. Walking away from one, you got the Three of Wands here. It's your future. It's where you invest. Some of you, it's definitely somebody you already know. I almost feel like it's fast movement here. That I almost feel like it has to go down, or it will go down this way. I almost feel like you won't have time for other things when it comes to something. I don't know. Time. Death and the Moon. I'm not going to get an answer there. Yeah, it's just doing the right thing, balancing of the scales, fresh start. I mean, again, spirit, me and spirit. Wheel of Fortune wants to come out. Me and spirit. It's same advice. I don't know why it's like, again, me and spirit. And what? Okay. So they can't stress enough, and I can't stress enough. This is not something you start off with lies with anybody. You know, hey, you talking to him, you seeing him. Well, yeah, you know, it's like, if you feel like it's their business, then so be it. Or like, you know, you don't not tell somebody though, like out of fear, or if it's really just not their business, then so be it, right? But that's not there's energy here where it's saying like, there's other people, karmic or not, that have a right to know that change is happening. And that's because two people or that one person wants that change. This is still not like the easiest thing. But again, I can't stress enough. I mean, you can keep something to yourself for so long, but it's like the truth needing to come out. But see, I think some of you guys are past the truth. Like the truth already came out. Like this is a different stage of a cycle. You know what I mean? But like other stuff still has to like play out. Like, especially if your family doesn't like somebody, you end up with somebody and your family doesn't like them. You know, it's shit like that. Like there's no point in holding back. Do you really, like, you've already repeated this cycle how many times in your life? Do you want to do it again? And risk losing that other person? Risk losing everybody? Because eventually it will go down that way too. But it does look like there's a romantic partner or somebody pretty significant coming in. So, you know, choose to put your foot in the wheel or let the wheel spin and see where it takes you. So kind of like the same message that we've had the last couple days. This was a little more a little more like is in the sense like they've been clear, but like it is a different message, but it still boils down to like the same thing. I just keep hearing like life is gonna get busy now. You know, building blocks, building foundation. Like right now is key. So if you're blocking change, resistance, feelings, any of that, like you're only ultimately you're only hurting yourself. Okay. So I love you guys. Welcome, Moses. I'm so excited. He will join our little readings here and there. How can he not? You know? So little Moses, not so little. Not so little. I still have a lot to absorb when it comes to him. I mean, I can't even imagine coming back as a pet. And then it's like, oh my God, am I doing a good job? Am I being a good mom? Like, do you need extra attention? Like, what's happening? I mean, I always give my animals lots of attention, but it's just different to actually think like, oh my gosh, like were you once a person? It's kind of like, whoa, right? Let me spray this damn card down and see if I can. Let's get it wet. See if I can turn the beat around. Oh, see, I feel like. Let me dry it off. What do you think a good idea is, guys? A rock? Or I think it needs to go into a book. And then a rock. A book. Oh, it's gonna drive me fucking bananas. We'll find out. We'll find out how that rolls. So, yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Could you imagine? But it's ironic. Like, somebody literally just said that to me the other day, too. And it's like, oh, I'd come back as my cat. I'm like, you'd come back as a cat? And so it's weird that I literally just had this conversation with somebody the other day. So I don't know if that was spirit trying to tell me something. Because I was like, I would never come back as a cat. But I don't know, guys. I mean, that's me. And it's our own personal preference, right? But there's, I mean, like I said, like, it doesn't creep me out. I just think it is a little, I'm not even going to say strange, really. I mean, maybe he's got a lot of advice and wisdom to teach me. Maybe he's a transmitter. Maybe he's a guide. You know, we don't know. So he was definitely meant to be part of this clan. I have, there's no question. I mean, it's how everything went down. It truly is a given that he is meant to be here. I don't take having a pet that is going to live 40 years lightly. They are a tremendous amount of work, money. Got to give extra love. When I go away, they get babysat, double everything now. I didn't take it lightly. I'm not naive to the responsibility I took on. But I enjoy that responsibility, right? So that might be a message for you guys, like being responsible for somebody else's feelings, being responsible for, being responsible. So, he is just absolutely adorable. I will show you guys him again real quick. It's stuck on 39. For those who weren't here in the beginning. Here is Moses. Here is Moses. Red-footed tortoise. He's got a cherry head. So I will show you what he will look like when he's an adult. That will be him as an adult. That's Sheldon. And that will be Moses. Is he not the cutest fucking thing? Is he not the cutest freaking thing? I'm so blessed. I'm happy and I'm blessed. And by the land, I'd also have the largest ones too. But just because they populate and they live hundreds of years, and humans are irresponsible with that. It's hard even for the zoos, you know. So we will see where life takes me. But for now, I got my crew, I got my tribe, got my herd. So say hi, Moses. Oh, we go be camera shy. I know. Mama loves you. Mama loves you so much. Well, I hope he has an amazing life, especially if he chose to come back as a tortoise. That's not an easy life. He was definitely meant for, you know, people who come back to be that person. I don't think it'd be linked, not like bad karma or anything like that, but like meant to love attention. Like it's certain things. His markings are just gorgeous, especially the way they go in right there. He's got beautiful markings along with his eyes on top that looks like a moth. I mean, I'm still extremely emotional. I could still cry. So he's beautiful. He's just beautiful. And he's now part of our tribe. So I love you guys. And like I said, I gotta get him a little situated, put a roast together so my dad can throw it in the oven. And I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you soon. Love you guys. Bye.